A spicy, cheesy sauce is the secret behind my Loaded Nachos Supreme. Easy to make, they're the perfect snack for a party, the big game, or even a movie night at home. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. On this channel, we teach you all about celebrating. We share recipes for food, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and we share entertaining tips too. Now we try and keep it all as simple as possible, especially for those of you out there who say that you just can't cook or entertain, because we know you really can. So if you like this episode, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and you'll get a new episode every single week. Today, our celebration is an old favorite of mine. We're making my Loaded Nachos Supreme. So let's get started. I have in front of me a big pan of ground meat, and it's all seasoned. How did I get here? It's very simple. I have 1.5 pounds of ground meat, which is about 680 grams. Now I'm using here a mixture of beef, pork, and veal, which is known here in the US as meatloaf mix. You can use all ground beef or all ground pork, whatever you like. All I did was I browned it up, I drained off all the fat, then I added a packet of pre-mixed taco seasoning and a little bit of water, about 3/4 cup or 177 mils, and a 15-ounce, 425-gram can of black beans that I had drained. I mixed it all up, let it simmer to thicken up, and here we are. And this is our mixture, and it's just juicy and flavorful and wonderful. I'm gonna set this aside. All right, now we're gonna build the cheese sauce, which is the secret to my nachos. So let's get this flame on under this pot. There we go. So I've got it on about a medium heat. We're gonna make a roux. So this starts with 2 tablespoons of butter right in our pot. Equal amount, 2 tablespoons of flour. We're gonna stir this to combine it. We're gonna let the butter melt and mix in with the flour to make a paste. And that's called a roux, and it's a great way to thicken sauces. It's really the base to a lot of gravies and sauces and things. This just takes a few minutes because we really just want the butter to melt and then the flour taste to cook out. All right, that's all that takes. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. All right, next we're gonna add some milk. I have 2 cups, which is about 475 milliliters of whole milk right in. I'm going to whisk this in. Now we're just going to keep stirring this, and this is when you can add the heat back up a little bit. We want to bring this almost to a boil just so it starts to thicken up. This just takes a few minutes. But you want to stir it constantly so nothing sticks. Alrighty, it's been just a few minutes. This is thickened up, it's come up to a boil. Excuse me, now we're going to add our cheese. I've got 8 ounces, which is about 226 grams of shredded pepper jack cheese. Now I have 2 bowls here, in case I want to add a little more. Let's turn this down and put the cheese right in. All right. And it's just going to melt all on its own. Give it a stir. Ooh, it's nice and thick. Yeah, look at that drizzly sauce. You can even see the little specks of the hot peppers in there from the pepper jack. But you know, I'm feeling a little devilish. I'm gonna add just a little bit more cheese, a couple more ounces maybe. just a little bit more. You can play with the amount that you want. You don't have to use pepper jack either. That's the greatest thing. If it's a little too spicy for you, you could use cheddar, you could use jack cheese, whatever. All right, this is perfectly ready now. So I'm going to clear the decks, and then we're going to assemble these nachos. All right, let's make some nachos. I have a nice big tray here, and I have on here 2 bags of tortilla chips. I got one in blue corn and one in white, and I just mix them together. The fun thing about nachos is these tortilla chips come in all kinds of colors and flavors, and it's so much fun just to mix and match them. So that's a great way to change it up. What we're going to start with is the cheese sauce, which I have back here, keeping warm. I'm just going to drizzle this all over. Now you're probably wondering, why are we putting the cheese sauce down first? That is going to act like the glue, and it's going to help all these things stick to the nachos. Look at that. Oh. All right. Next is our meat mixture. Actually, meat and beans. So we're just going to haphazardly scatter this about. You could just dump it all in the middle, but you want to try and get meat and beans in every bite. But be generous, don't be skimpy. Use all of it. And I wish you could smell this. I know I say that all the time, but wow. Alrighty. This should cover this all very nicely. There we go. Okay. Now for some toppings. I like a little bit of salsa. So I have some store-bought salsa here. And I'm just going to, again, scatter it about. I'm going to use a slotted spoon so I don't get too much of the juice. But this is a fresh salsa. If you're feeling fancy, you could make it on your own. That'll be a later episode. These store-bought ones like this with fresh ingredients are wonderful. Again, just scatter it. Be generous. Look how pretty this looks. All these colors on here already. All right. Now, how about some guacamole? Again, I bought a store-bought kind that I like. And I'm just going to do some dollops here and there. Not everyone will get it in every bite, and that's okay. It's like a little surprise here and there. So we'll just do some dollops. Okay. Maybe some black olives. Scatter them about. These are just some sliced black olives. A little more texture, a little more flavor. Another favorite of mine is sour cream. Now, this is where I'm going to be a little fancy. I took a zip top bag and I put my sour cream in and I just snipped off the tip. So now I have kind of like an instant icing bag. We're just going to squeeze it over gently. So we get these little drizzly lines. You could do this too if you had a squeeze bottle, but not everyone does, but everyone has Ziploc bags, I think. All right. Just a few more garnishes, why not? How about some scallions, some freshness? Right over the top, haphazardly. Now I want to add just a little more heat. I have pickled jalapeños. I love these pickled jalapeños. You can get these in any grocery store in big jars and little cans. Again, we're just going to scatter them. But it's going to add a little brininess and an extra little pop that people like, even the juice. Finally, some cilantro. Now, if you don't like cilantro, you can use parsley. But this is just that last little bite of freshness. And the taste of cilantro goes so well with this other flavors on here. All right, and that is that. Now, it wouldn't be me if I weren't going to taste this for you. So I'm going to sneak some of this out of the corner right here. No one will notice. It's so much fun. This is one of my favorite things to have for a movie night, watch the big game, or even just to put out at a party. Easy, delicious. So, as always, we will have this recipe up for you on our website and in the comments section on YouTube. And remember, everyone, you're all invited to come on over, come on in, Tuesdays at 7 p.m., and let's celebrate. Cheers.